Alrighty, I am dialing in a Morse taper here, and I've got it dialed in pretty close. Now what I got to do is make a mandrel. Make sure I got that. Might have to give it another tap. It's looking pretty good. It really is. I just got to rough it out. And that's a 10th reading indicator. Looking really good, I think. It's pretty darn close. Might have to give it a little bit of a tap there. Ever so slightly. Yeah, that's looking very, very good. Okay, so I got that taper dialed in, and I'm going to put this piece of steel in there and cut that taper onto this piece of steel. And then once that's done, I'm going to come over. Hey, Chloe, be good. Chloe, man, I'll tell you, she starts barking. I got to go deal with her. I'll be right back. Man, dogs, you know. She's out there barking at a little kid who wants to pet her. So, now this is a Morse Taper number 4 outside, Morse Taper number 2 inside. And here's the problem. It's, of course, an import stuff. That's why I don't endorse this made in China stuff at all. And you can see here it runs about 10 thousandths off. And that's far too much. It's a useless piece of junk. So what I'm going to do, now I could probably grind it like it's sitting there. It's slipped over a Morse Taper to Erickson 180 collet chuck that I have held in this 4-jaw. But I can't use the tail center here, the center that's in the back of it here, because it's running out even more than this. So I'm going to put a mandrel directly into a 5C collet, see, and that'll shorten that up right to about the jaws of the chuck. And then it won't deflect as much. See how much it deflects just pulling up and down on it kind of slightly. But if I could hold it with a tail center, see, it would steady it, and I could grind it like that with that setup. So I'm going to go ahead and make a mandrel, and I'm going to rough it out right here. Then I'm going to install it in a collet, grind that mandrel true in the workhead, slip the sleeve over it, this adapter sleeve, Morse Taper 2 to 4, then grind that OD true. I'm going to do it, I tell you. Okay, I'll be back. Alrighty, I'm roughing out this taper here. Got the machine running in reverse. That's 628 RPM. Feed it in a little bit. I'm cutting on the back side using a boring bar. And it's working pretty good. Roughing out that Morse taper. I'm going to need every bit of that room. Get it in contact again. There we go. And that's about the full length there. I'm going to dig it in a little bit and cut it on the back side here, on the back stroke. Leaves a pretty nice finish going that direction. Just a lot like that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, what this is a Cincinatti #2 tool and cutter grinder. We're going to grind a stub arbor for Morse Taper. I got my auxiliary grinding head on here that extends wheels out nicely. And here is the stub arbor that I machined over there on the axle center. Got it in a 5C collet here. I'm going to grind it, get a good finish on it. Then I'll slip that adapter onto it and grind the OD, the Morse Taper 4 OD on that. Okay, I will get it set up and be back. Okay, get situated here. This is a motorized workhead, and I'll have that rotating when I'm grinding that arbor in there, or a mandrel, stub mandrel. Now I'm gonna dress the wheel here. I have it tilted at 10 degrees this way, and I'm gonna dress the edge of it. I don't need full contact to that wheel. I'm turning on a vacuum, kind of catch some of that dust, and I'm gonna traverse this across as I feed it in. Let's see if I can get this doing what it's supposed to do. It's just touching. I'm going to feed it in a couple thousandths at a time. And it's dressing it. I'm going to get about, I'll start with about 3/16 contact. And hope to get it to grind cool. Just a little bit more there. One more time. Okay. I'll get this out of the way. I'm looking for a good place to be when grinding this. Maybe right behind the camera here. Let's see how we can do. Want you to be able to see it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start get a little contact, make sure my microphone cable's not going to get tangled in things. we'll start contacting the work here. Now I don't have room for a guard on the wheel here, so I'm standing clear as best I can. We'll just get that touch in. Run it out a little more on the end there. Easy does it. There we are. Looking good. Okay. I'll feed it in. About a thou. Maybe 2,000. It's starting to clean up. Now this will make it dead true, of course, grinding it in place. This is a tool and cutter grinder, and I'm grinding a tool. Okay. Getting close to cleanup here. Feed in a little bit more. Go real easy does it. Getting close to cleaning that up, but not quite there yet. I'm feeding it in about 2,000. It's a pretty coarse wheel. But that's okay. I want to keep things running cool. The tool and cutter grinder weighs over 2,000 pounds, and it does a fairly good job of cylindrical grinding. Now I've got attachments where I can grind the internal Morse Taper tube of this adapter, but I don't think I need to. It seems to fit okay if it doesn't all grind it. I'll show you what I have for that a little later. So we're just grinding away here. I think we're getting close. Yeah. And get that right on the end there. You can see it needs to be cleaned up. I got a vacuum going below this. It seems to be catching a lot of the dust, which is a good thing. I'm just going 1/1000th at a time on this. Been letting it grind out a little bit. Okay, a little bit more. Grinding a steel arbor. Morse Taper 2. Okay, keep going. So you can grind your tool shanks even up to 50 taper, which is a good size. I've ground those too. Tool and cutter grinder. Very handy machine for me. I've had this machine over 30 years. And it can do a lot of tricks. It's a real soft wheel. About a 60 grit soft wheel. There's my little dog out there. You better be good. She likes to get out there and bark when I'm in the middle of doing stuff like that. See, we're getting very close to it being finished there. The machine does not have very much power, so you know it's best to go slow and not bog it. Just a little bit on the very end there. Just oscillate it back and forth. I think feeding it in 1/1000th will just about do it. There's enough of it ground now that if there's a little spot on the end, I don't think I'll feed it anymore and just let it spark out. I have the work head rotating against the direction of the grinding wheel. And it's running about 250 RPMs. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it finish out a little bit there. This is the standard Cincinatti workhead. I would expect about early 60s, 1950s workhead on this 1942 cutter grinder. They made slight changes in them over the years. Looking real good. Very happy with the finish on this. With such a coarse wheel. But there's no, I don't have coolant on this machine. I can use mist, but whatever, it's always a mess. So I just go easy and slow on stuff like this. It's not... anything to get in a big hurry over. I haven't fed it in for quite a while. I'm just letting it spark out. I built this wheel head spindle here. And I'd like to build some more spindles when I get around to it. Oh, very nice. Looking really good. I don't hear it really contacting anymore. I think it's probably just about good. Okay, I'm going to call that good. Take the motor head off, the wheel, the work head motor anyway. Just got a little tiny spot there. If I ground this down far enough, I'll have to, I'll have to grind this shoulder back here. Okay, I will do that and get it ready to grind the sleeve, and I will be back very shortly. Okay, I took and relieved this in so the sleeve would slide on with just an angle grinder with the head rotating. So we'll get the work head rotating and get the grinding wheel going and start working on that part there. This is running out quite a bit. So we'll get started on it. There we go. might be grinding just a little aggressively there. Back it off a little. There we go. I'm going to have to check that angle all along the way here. So we'll get started on it. Still pretty slow on this thing here. I think I might be grinding a little too much at that end, so I'm going to check it here. Get that kind of smoothed up. I think my angle might have moved a little bit. Okay, I'm going to smooth this end up here so I can give it a good check. Okay, we'll get her on the right track. Looks like I'm going to get a good finish on this Chinese steel. Okay, I'll get out my gauge and check it here. It plugged in here. Okay, this is something really quite easy to do. I got an ink line on there, and I'm using this as a gauge. This is my 50 millimachine taper 2 Morse Taper 4, and it's a quality item here. It's a Cincinatti. So I'm using it, and I just slip it on here. And then do that rotation. And it's kind of hard to see because the finish is yet a little bit rough. Let me take this loose. You have to kind of look at the reflection. I have just excellent contact all the way along there. And then I'll finish this like I did those others. I'll take and give it a lap finish. But it is all but done. And I'm gonna dress this wheel and just go over it very, very lightly. And I'll be back with that. Okay, I'm gonna dress the wheel here. Let's see if I got everything lined up like it should. Let me move this over a little bit. Kind of running out of table travel. Right in there somewhere. Carefully feed that in. Now I got a little bit more wheel contact here. I'm gonna try to get the best finish I can before I lap this thing. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna feed it in about a thou here. Get it on this side. And just go slowly across it. And I'm going to try that much contact on the wheel. Get it back over. I think I got to move my dressing tool totally out of the way here. Very good. Okay, get that wheel or the work head going. give it a finish grind now. Got really good contact. I'm very happy with that. And you know, this is just really something that's not hard to do at all. Not very hard to do. You know, the setup is what takes time. Okay, that's a pretty good go on it. And I'm just going to spark it out. It's just about 3/8 of an inch, about a 1/4 inch contact with that wheel, with that head angled a little bit there. Definitely getting a nice finish with a freshly dressed wheel. Now, if you're using the diamond dresser and you transverse the wheel quickly, it'll open up the pores more. And I went across the wheel kind of slowly. And it's a coarse wheel, and that'll help it grind a little bit finer. And I could also take an abrasive stick and go across it with a flat side, and that would dull the grains a little bit more. But I'm going to finish lap this like those others. Very, very nice. Of course, it'd be better to buy quality stuff in the first place than have to deal with it doing something like this. But it's nice to have the ability, I have to say. Very nice to have that ability. So, this is a Morse Taper 2. The female part, the male part is Morse Taper 4. And I ground the Morse Taper 2 in place. So this is concentric. To a very good degree. It's starting to spark out. It will take a while. I'm getting a lot better finish than that factory finish. And I'm not kidding you, that factory finish on those Chinese tools, it looks like it's a belt sander to me. It really does. It doesn't look like it's a grinding wheel doing it. The internal taper on this looks pretty good, but I can regrind it too. That 50 taper holder I just showed you will go into the opposite end here, and I can stick this in that and grind the internal Morse Taper 2 if I have to. But I don't think I have to. It's just that they got this OD out of whack, about 10 thousandths. And that causes the tool to wobble. Just totally unacceptable. Nice even bunch of sparks coming off that. Getting a very satisfactory finish too. Maybe I won't have to lap it. It's got great contact now. It looks really good. Tool and cutter grinder, grinding a tool. See, I can use this Morse Taper 4 on the axle send, that Morse radial drill, and my Brown & Sharp #2 milling machine. Looking very, very good. Yeah. I found this cutter grinder. It's one of the most important tools I've ever purchased. It just does so many things. You can even surface grind with it, but I do have that little Herrig surface grinder. But I've got all kinds of attachments for this thing, including the old tool Rotodex. That is a nice attachment. Yeah, this is just beautiful. I think you can see how that's shining up so nicely. It takes a bit of time. It takes a while to spark out. Just outstanding. I think you're better off finding used American-made tools like this adapter and cleaning it up rather than buying the import stuff. You'll have to say, I bought a few of these adapters, and this was a bad one, but the other ones were okay. But this one was bad. Kind of like that ER40 collet chuck. The shank on it was terrible. I think you can see how nice that's looking. machining hard metal with abrasives. This is a ball bearing table, and I'm moving it directly. I'm not using the knobs. Just have my hands on the table here, just pushing it back and forth. Nice and smooth. Beautiful surface. I've ground quite a few Morse Tapers on this, internal and external, but I've never ground an adapter like this, and I think this is the way to go, is to grind the mandrel in place and then slipping the adapter over that. You're just assured of precision that way. Still sparking. Getting that good finish is addictive. Now, if you got a workhead with bad bearings, you won't get a good finish like this. And I've said before, it might be better to find a workhead first, then find the grinder, because these workheads are hard to find with good bearings in them. And the bearings are Timken Type 0, and they'd be prohibitive to replace cost-wise. And if you did have to replace them, you'd have to regrind the tapers. If you find one of these and you take it apart, you'll have to regrind the tapers unless you can somehow get those bearings indexed exactly like they came out. Man, that looks good. Okay, I'll keep going until it quits sparking. This little session is 16 minutes, so I'll come back in a little bit. Well, how good does the sleeves in there, and how does it line up? It lines up perfectly. Very, very good. Very good. So I can use my Morse Taper 2 stuff in there, like drill bits and that little ROM chuck there, and with success. Now before, it would point off to one side pretty bad because it had that 10,000ths run out on the MT4 OD of this. And it's sunk in quite a bit, but not all the way. It's in a good spot. And the Morse Taper 2 tests good in there, and it's just right on that outside, so I don't even have to lap it. Oh, very nice, very nice. Okay, thanks for tuning in.